गुड मॉर्निंग, वेलकम टू एक्सेलेंसी आईएएस। एक्सेलेंसी आईएएस आप सभी के लिए जेपीएससी प्रीलिम्स की महासंग्राम सीरीज लेकर आया है। इन दिस सीरीज इट कंटेन्स 8000 plus powerful MCQs. This would be very fruitful for you in the future. Today is the day 2 of paper 1. This paper contains 22 MCQs. We will solve all the questions with their answers. Now let's start with our question number 1. Questions are visible on your screen. You may read the question. This series is for both medium of students for Hindi and English. So let's start with our question number 1. So our question number 1 is, consider the following statements regarding revenue receipts. Revenue receipts include borrowings and grants from foreign countries. Revenue receipts highlight the borrowing needs of the government. राजस्व प्राप्तियों में विदेशों से उधार और अनुदान शामिल है। राजस्व प्राप्तियां सरकार के उधार लेने की ज़रूरतों को उजागर करती है। So you can solve this question and write the answer in the comment section. The options are also given. Select the incorrect answer using the correct code given below. So option A is 1 only, option B is 2 only, option C is 1 and 2, and option D is none of these. So the correct answer of this question is option B, 2 only. Okay. Now moving ahead with our next question. Question number 2. So this is our question number 2. You can read the question. Question number 2 is, which among the following are the objective of budgetary policy? Number 1, to reduce income and wealth inequalities. Number 2, to ensure price stability. Number 3, to correct balance of payment deficit. And number 4, to reduce inflation in the economy. In Hindi, निम्नलिखित में से कौन से बजटीय नीति का उद्देश्य है? नंबर 1, आय और धन असमानताओं को कम करना. नंबर 2, मूल्य स्थिरता सुनिश्चित करना. नंबर 3, भुगतान संतुलन घाटे को ठीक करने के लिए. एंड नंबर 4, अर्थव्यवस्था में मुद्रास्फीति को कम करना. सो द ऑप्शंस ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन आर, ऑप्शन ए इज 1 and 2 only, option B is 1 and 3 only, option C is 2, 3 and 4 only, and option D is 1, 2 and 3 only. So the correct answer of this question is 2, 3 and 4. Two, 3 and 4 only. Now moving ahead with our next question. Question number 3. So this is our question number 3. So question number 3 is, which of the following statements given below indicates stagflation in an economy? Number 1, high unemployment. Number 2, high inflation. Number 3, slow economic growth. So नीचे दिए गए कथनों में से कौन सा कथन किसी अर्थव्यवस्था में मुद्रास्फीति जनित मंदी को दर्शाता है? नंबर 1, उच्च बेरोजगारी. नंबर 2, उच्च मुद्रास्फीति. नंबर 3, धीमी आर्थिक वृद्धि. So select the correct answer using the code given below. So option A is 1 and 2 only, option B is 2 and 3 only, option C is 1 and 3 only, and option D is 1, 2 and 3. So the correct answer of this question is 1 and 2 only. Now coming to our next question, question number 4. So question number 4 is about Tobin tax. Okay. So question number 4 is, consider the following statements regarding Tobin tax. Number 1, it discourages heavy short-term capital inflows. Number 2, the tax can be evaded easily through modern financial instruments like derivatives. Number 3, it reduces liquidity in the market. टॉबिन टैक्स के संबंध में निम्नलिखित कथनों पर विचार करें. नंबर 1, यह भारी अकल्पनिक पूंजी प्रभाव को हस्तोत्साहित करता है. नंबर 2, डेरिवेटिव जैसे आधुनिक वित्तीय साधनों के माध्यम से कर से आसानी से चोरी की जा सकती है। एंड नंबर 3 इज इससे बाजारों में तरलता कम होती है। सो द ऑप्शंस आर गिवन हियर। सो ऑप्शन ए इज 1 and 2 only, ऑप्शन बी इज 2 only, ऑप्शन सी इज 1 and 3 only, and option D is 1, 2 and 3. So the correct answer of this question is option D, 1, 2 and 3. Now question number 5. Question number 5 is this. So question number 5 is, which among the following steps is most likely to be taken at the time of an economic recession? Number A, cut in tax rates accompanied by increase in interest rate. Number B, increase in expenditure on public projects. Number C, decrease in tax rates accompanied by reduction of interest rate. And number D, reduction of expenditure on public projects. So in हिंदी, आर्थिक मंदी के समय निम्नलिखित में से कौन से कदम उठाए जाने की सबसे अधिक संभावना है? नंबर ए, ब्याज दरों में बढ़ोतरी के साथ कम दरों में कटौती। नंबर बी, सार्वजनिक परियोजनाओं पर व्यय में वृद्धि। नंबर सी, ब्याज दर में कमी के साथ कम दरों में कमी। एंड नंबर डी, सार्वजनिक परियोजनाओं पर व्यय में कमी। सो द करेक्ट आंसर ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन इज option D, option C. The correct answer of this question is option C. Decrease in tax rates accompanied by reduction of interest rate. ब्याज दर में कमी के साथ कम दरों में कमी। So moving with our next question. Question number 6. If you have any queries and any doubts related to any question, you may write your queries in the comment section. We will surely reply you. So coming to our question number 6. So question number 6 is, with reference to Swadeshi movement, consider the following statements. Number 1, it contributed to the revival of the indigenous artisan crafts and industries. Number 2, the National Council of Education was established as a part of Swadeshi movement. स्वदेशी आंदोलन के संदर्भ में निम्नलिखित कथनों पर विचार करें। नंबर 1, इससे स्वदेशी कारीगर शिल्प और उद्योगों के पुनरुद्धार में योगदान दिया। राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा परिषद की स्थापना स्वदेशी आंदोलन के एक भाग के रूप में की गई है। The options are given here. So option A is 1 only, option B is 2 only, option C is both 1 and 2. And option D is neither 1 nor 2. So the correct answer of this question is option C, both 1 and 2. Now moving ahead with our next question. So this is our next question, question number 7. You can read the question, it is visible on your screen. So question number 7 is, consider the following statements. Number 1, Robert Clive was the first Governor General of India. Robert Clive was the first Governor General of Bengal. Number 2, William Bentinck was the first Governor General of India. So which of the following statements is above are correct? The options are, option A is 1 only, option B is 2 only, option C is both 1 and 2, and option D is neither 1 or 2. So the correct answer of this question is option B, 2 only. Now moving ahead to our next question, question number 8. The first Indian ruler who joined the subsidiary alliance was, option A is the Nawab of Awadh, option B is the Nizam of Hyderabad, option C is Peshwa Bajirao II, and option D is the King of Travancore. So the correct answer of this question is Option A, the Nawab of Awadh. Now moving to our next question. Question number 9. So question number 9 is, who among the following were associated with the introduction of Rayotwari settlement in India during the British rule? Okay, so the options of this question are, option A is 1 only, option B is 1 and 3, option C is 2 and 3, and option D is 1, 2 and 3. So the correct answer of this question is option C, 2 and 3. Now moving to our next question, question number 10. So this is question number 10. So question number 10 is, consider the following princely states of the British India. Number 1, Jhansi. Number 2, Sabalpur. Number 3, Satara. So the options of this question are, option A is 1, 2, 3, option B is 1, 3, 2, option C is 3, 2, 1, and option D is 3, 1, 2. So the correct answer of this question is option C, 3, 2, 1. Now coming to our next question. So this is our next question, question number 11. So question number 11 is, local self-government institutions in India were strengthened in 1882 by, the options of this question are, George Barlow, option B, Lord Ripon, option C, Lord Curzon, option D, Lord Lytton. So the correct answer of this question is option B, Lord Ripon. Now coming to next question, question number 12. So this is our question number 12. You can read the question. So question number 12 is, consider the following statements. Number 1, the Speaker of the Legislative Assembly shall vacate his/her office if he/she ceases to be a member of Legislative Assembly. Number 2, whenever the Legislative Assembly is dissolved, the Speaker shall vacate his/her office immediately. The options of this question are, option A, 1 only, option B, 2 only, option C, both 1 and 2, and option D, neither 1 nor 2. So the correct answer of this question is option A, 1 only. Question number 13 is, which one of the following articles of the Constitution provide that the Speaker shall have the exercise of casting vote in the case of an equality of vote? So options of this question are, option A, Article 99, option B, Article 103, option C, Article 100, and option D, Article 102. So the correct answer of this question is option C, Article 100. So our next question, question number 14. So this is question number 14. So question number 14 is, consider the following statements. Number 1, union territories are not represented in the Rajya Sabha. Number 2, it is within the purview of Chief Election Commissioner to adjudicate the election disputes. Number 3, according to the Constitution of India, the Parliament consists of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha only. The options of this question are, option A, only 1, option B, 2 and 3, option D, 1 and 3, and option D, none of these. So the correct answer of this question is option D, none of these. The Parliament of India acquires the power to legislate on any item in the state list. 15 is So our question number 16 is, which among the following is stated in the Constitution of India? Number 1, the President shall not be the member of either of the houses of Parliament. Parliament shall consist of a President and 2 houses. Choose the correct answer from the quotes given below. Option A, neither 1 nor 2. Option B, both 1 and 2. Option C, 1 alone. And option D, 2 alone. So, the correct answer of this question is option B, both 1 and 2. Number 17 is, the Indian Parliament cannot legislate on the subjects of a state list unless, number 1, the President of India directs it to do so. Number 2, the Rajya Sabha passes a resolution that it is necessary to do so in the national interest. Number 3, the Speaker of the Vidhan Sabha certifies that the legislation is necessary. And number 4, there is a national emergency. So consider the following statements. Select the correct answer. So options of this question are, option A is 1, 2 and 3. Option B is 2, 3 and 4. Option C is 1 and 3. And option D is 2 and 4. So the correct answer of this question is option D, 2 and 4. Now coming to our next question, question 18. So this is our question number 18. So question number 18 is, the Speaker can ask a member of the House to stop speaking to let another member speak. This phenomena is known as, number A, decorum, number B, crossing the floor, number C, interpellation, and number D, yielding the floor. The answer of this question is number D, yielding the floor. Our question number 19. Question 19 is, the economic theory of wage price spiral is mainly used in the outcomes in the context of, number A, gross domestic product, number B, current account deficit, number C, balance of payments, and number D, inflation. The answer of this question is option D, inflation. Okay. So question number 20 is, which of the following places in India, side of the line of actual control, is located in Arunachal Pradesh? Number 1, Tawang, number 2, Demchok, and number 3, Deepsang. The options of this question are, option A is 1 and 3, option B is 1 only, option C is 1 and 2, option D is 1, 2 and 3. So the correct answer of this question is option B, 1 only. Oh, coming to question number 21. So this is our question number 21. So consider the following statements regarding International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA. Number 1, India was established as the autonomous organization under the UN statute. Number 2, it inhibits the complete use of nuclear technologies and nuclear energy. Number 3, it reports to both the United Nations General Assembly and United Nations Security Council. So the options of this question are, option A, 1 only, option B, only 2, option C, all 3, and option D, none. So the correct answer of this question is option A, 1 only. Now coming to our question number 22. So this is our question number 22 and this is the last question of this session. So question number 22 is, International Program on Holocaust and Genocide Education is the initiative of number A. Survival International, number B. Human Rights Watch, number C. Amnesty International, and number D. UNESCO. So the correct answer of this question is option D, UNESCO. So this is all about today's session. We hope this would be fruitful for you. You can watch this session and you can also share our videos to your friends and recommend to subscribe our channel. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.